What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Fragger Builds. So, as I said last time, we are now officially in 1.18. I have the entire world updated, and I did do a little bit of chunk trimming to try and make the transition from 1.17 terrain into 1.18 terrain as seamlessly as possible. And I did do a little bit of flying around after I updated this world just to make sure the chunk borders look good and everything looks okay. So we are ready to go for this episode of Fragger Builds. Now, unfortunately, since we are in 1.18, that does mean there is not going to be any replay mod for the time being because it hasn't updated yet. So I won't be able to do any of those cool cinematic transitions where it seamlessly goes from a cool cinematic into me talking, because I can't do any third-person cinematics since there's no replay mod. So instead, for the cinematics, I'm going to have to rely on spectator mode with the built-in cinematic camera in Minecraft, and I'm not going to be able to do anything with third person when it comes to that because I don't have a camera account. That also means no time lapses, unfortunately, but some good news on that. I have seen that the developers for Replay Mod are planning on potentially having a full public release of Replay Mod for 1.18 as early as next week. So there is potential that the next episode of Fragger Builds will have Replay Mod. But anyway, that's enough talking. I think it's about time that we actually get into this episode, and that means we are going to have to completely clear our inventory and say goodbye to this medieval village and then go find a new place to build. So I am just going to make a chest really quick here, and then I'll put all my stuff away, and I will have to die as well so that I can reset my levels here so that they are not at level 65 and they go back to level 0, and then we can get started with this one. And now that all of that is done, I am just going to wait until it turns night, and then I am going to sleep so that we have a full day to explore, and so that I'm not going out in the middle of the night. So we have now started a brand new day, and I did just eat a golden carrot, so now we should have the highest level of saturation possible. So I am going to explore this way. And it is going a lot further away from spawn. Spawn is back over there, and this is already pretty far away from spawn as it is, maybe 1,000 or 2,000 blocks away. So I kind of don't want to do that, but from what I saw going back up towards spawn, there isn't too much interesting terrain up there when it comes to the 1.18 stuff, so a lot of the more interesting stuff is this way, and hopefully I can find a good place to build. But to get started, I am going to chop down some trees here and get some basic resources going, and I may also kill some cows and pigs and stuff, and hopefully I can find some sheep so that we can get a bed going. And then I'll get things a little bit more started up, and I won't bore you guys with this part because you've probably seen it 1,000 times already, and then we can get going with finding a new place to build. Well, unfortunately, it is getting nighttime here, and I was only able to find one sheep, and I didn't have any iron, so I couldn't shear it, and I didn't find any other sheep around it, so I am probably going to have to dig a hole in here and spend the night in this hole. And yeah, this kind of sucks, but I wasn't able to find any wool. So I just heard a zombie die outside, so yep, it is daytime now and we can keep moving. I did do a little bit of digging, but this is as far as I got, and then I decided to just wait it out and not really do any digging, and I can do caving later. So now I think I'm gonna try to find some sheep, and there are some right there, and hopefully we can get enough for a bed. Now they do all have to be the same color, so that light gray sheep is not going to help us at all. And right there is a group of them, so we should now have plenty of wool to make a bed. So now I'm just going to do a little bit more exploring. I'm probably going to do a little bit of caving too to hopefully get some iron. And then I will come back with a few potential candidates for a place to build our steampunk city. Which, in case you missed it in the last episode, the steampunk city did win the vote for what you guys want to see me build next. So that is going to be our next project. Now, I know I said I was going to come back to you when I was a little bit further along, but I just really wanted to show you guys this cave that I found here. It is a dripstone cave, and it looks so crazy in the side of this mountain. It looks like this mountain just has a mouth that is opening up and showing its teeth with the dripstone. It looks so amazing. I can't wait to do even more exploring and find some better caves. And we're not even that far away from that cave over there, and I already found another one here in the side of the mountain. This just looks so crazy. I really love how these caves and the terrain work in 1.18. It just looks so amazing. Anyway, I'm going to get a little more exploring done, and then I'll come back to you guys. Alright, so I've gotten a little bit more exploring done, and I came across this village here and decided to make it my temporary base camp. So I do have all of my stuff in here, and I did find another village off over there that had a blacksmith, so I got a couple of iron pickaxes. And then I also found a ruined portal over there and got some obsidian and a block of gold, and also this silk touch golden hoe. I also now have a full set of iron armor, so I don't really have to worry about that anymore, and I can go caving now with a relative amount of protection. I still need to find some diamonds, but I'm going to wait until we decide on a place to build to set up a diamond mine, which gets me into the next part. So I am going to let you guys vote on where I should build up our steampunk city. And this here is our first candidate for where I should build things. And I would build the city down here in the valley for this one. And then we would have this mountain here with the village on the side of it, and that mountain over there, and that mountain over there as the backdrop to our steampunk city. And I kind of really like this place a lot. I will say it doesn't give a whole lot of area to build though in this part. There's a decent amount of area, and you would still be able to build a huge steampunk city here, but it really doesn't have that much area to build in as some of the other spots. But anyway, this is your first option for where I should build our steampunk city. And now this is your second option for where I should build the steampunk city. So for this one, we have a dark oak forest over there on the side of that mountain. And then we have that mountain over there, and we have another mountain over here for the backdrop. And actually just on the other side of that mountain is where the village is, where we were just at. So option number one is just over there. Now this option gives us plenty of room here to make a huge steampunk city, and it would go right down in this valley here. So there is plenty of space to build up a massive city here, and I really do like the mountains we have here for the backdrop. I think it looks really good, and this option really just feels like you're completely surrounded by mountains and hills. So I kind of like this one better than the first option, but I'm not entirely sure, and of course you guys are going to be the deciding factor on where I build up this city. So then this is your third option for where I should build up this city, and I would be building it down in that valley right there, and we would of course have these mountains here as our backdrop. And I do really like the mountains here, but then the view off over here isn't quite as good, so I don't really like that about this option. This view here is a little bit lacking. But these mountains do look amazing right here. So those are your three options on where I should build up our steampunk city. So don't forget to go to the community tab of this channel and cast your votes so that you guys can influence where this city is located. Out of all of these three options, I'm not entirely sure which one is my favorite. I do really like the second option, but this option is really good as well, and the first option is also really good. But of course, this vote is up to you guys, and you are the deciding factor on where this city is located. But anyway, that's pretty much going to be it for this episode, because there really isn't much else I can do without having a build location picked out, and of course I'm leaving that one up to you guys. So really all that I can do is just do resource gathering, and I don't think you guys would be very interested in that. So unfortunately that is going to be it for this one, and I know it's probably going to be a little bit shorter of an episode, but I think it's going to be fine, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it regardless. So if you did enjoy this episode, do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below. It really helps me out a lot, and it's completely free. And if you guys have any suggestions for this series or any other series on my channel, then don't forget to leave those down in the comment section. But anyway, that's all for this one, so as always, don't forget to keep building.